Well, a long-awaited appearance of Nick Jensen last night in a Griffin uniform, and all this time you're sitting back, Nick, watching this team just roll through teams, and you're thinking, how the heck am I going to get in the lineup here? I mean, I've got some, good background, a good resume, but this team is so good, I might not be able to play. Well, last night, not only did you play, you looked pretty darn good out there.
Yeah, I went out there. I mean, I felt pretty good, and like you said, I came in. These guys are on a roll right now, and I didn't want to do anything to screw it up. I kept it really simple out there, just kept it the basics of hockey, and it makes it really easy out there when you're with a bunch of guys that know what they're doing, and they're just so good that they make me look good out there as well. So it went pretty well for me.
Given your background at St. Cloud and your career, you seem to blend some solid defense along with an ability to produce points, which you did a lot of it at St. Cloud. Not a ton of goals, but lots of assists and just about a point a game. You come to this team now, very offensive-minded team, but also takes a lot of pride in defense. So it's kind of the best of both worlds for you, isn't it?
Yeah, I agree. I mean, it's the first thought for me is always to play defense first, and that was my mindset yesterday. Coming into this team, they have such high-powered forwards. It's almost you don't really have to worry as much about offense just because the forwards on this team they always find a way to get it done on the scoreboard. And as long as we, like me as a defenseman, help out in the D zone and just make that a priority, the offense takes care of itself.
And over time now, obviously the coaches, they already know you, but they don't know you well enough having not had the chance to see you in the lineup, and so they'll kind of define your role. But going into this, in your mind, what's going to be your role with this team as a defenseman?
I think it's like most defensemen, it's obviously defense first and moving the pucks up to the forwards. Because that's where your offense is going to come out from moving the puck quick, and when you get in the O-zone, the forwards are going to get you the puck back, and that's where the offense is going to come. So you got to get it to the forwards first, get it in the O-zone, and then the offense takes care of itself after that, I think. But like I said, the defense is the priority here, and the offense takes care of itself after that.
Games in Toledo, how was that?
It was good. It was a really good start out. The guys are great down there. Coaches worked with me. I think they got me really ready for this for the game last night, and I'm really thankful for that.
All right, St. Cloud State. Talk about that a little bit, because most people that don't follow closely college hockey wonder, St. Cloud State sounds like the most obscure school. Where is it? What is it? All that good stuff.
Yeah, we kind of flew under the radar for a while. Some teams don't take us very seriously. Some teams do, but we got a really good reputation there, especially after this past year. Making it to the final. We take great pride there. Coaches definitely take great pride. Coach Monsko, Coach Gibbons there are great coaches. They did a great job developing me in my 4 years there, and just the whole team in general, and they're taking in the program in a great direction, so I'm really proud to be from there.
I think it's an example of how many great young players are out there. Nick, when you look at just up the road from here, you wonder how they recruit. When you got to go up against Michigan State and Michigan and Ohio State and Miami of Ohio and all these tremendous and more established programs, Notre Dame, the list goes on and on, Wisconsin, and yet here, these schools like St. Cloud and Ferris that are right in there competing with the big dog.
Yeah, I mean, people. I don't know what it is, but people are just doing a great job of developing players, and there's so much to pick from, and all these junior leagues like the USHL I came from, they're doing such a great job of developing players, not just that league, but all the leagues. And I think these coaches are finding players to go to their programs that are really underrated and kind of looked over by a lot of these bigger schools, and they're picked up by these other schools, and they're playing really well. And I think that's been a big part in a lot of these programs, like you talked about.
And St. Cloud, talk a little bit about campus life there, the size of the school. How's that experience? So, they do such a great job in setting you guys up for pro hockey, not just in terms of playing the game on the ice, but also that maturation process off the ice.
Yeah, it's a great school. It's a state school. I mean, it was a big, with the coaches, they really not only did they look for us to do our jobs on the ice, but off the ice as well. I know we were one of the better teams with grades when I was there, and I think we held one of the highest overall GPAs of a lot of schools, and it really helps kind of molding you as a person, not just on the ice, but your character on and off the ice. And I think they do a great job of that. And, the campus itself, it's a great school. It's not too big, not too small. I think it's around 20,000. The fan base there was great. The students really supported us, and they got great other athletic programs there. The football, basketball team, and they're all pretty good there. And it's a pretty reputable school from where I'm coming from.
But the big dogs are the hockey players, right, on campus? I mean, you guys the most looked up to, and that along with the fact you were a great player and a 4-point student, right?
Yeah, the hockey team's big, but we don't want to we don't try to put ourselves ahead of any, above any of the other athletic teams. We're all pretty big on campus, but yeah, the grades are pretty important to me going through college, even though I didn't get to graduate. I do plan on doing that someday. But yeah, I wanted to get good grades, and I think I did a pretty good job of that throughout my college career.
I mean, you come out after your junior year, right? So, talk about that a little bit. It's got to be a tough decision to forego a final year of college, for the lure of, the money and the bonuses, and of course a draft pick of the Wings, 5th choice, 150th overall.
Yeah, a lot of factors went into play. You never get your senior year back. I can never go back and play a senior year of hockey. But, I had to look at my self-interest. I wanted to play in the NHL, and I think that was a goal of almost every guy on my hockey team. And you have to do what you need to do for the next step to get to that goal. And I thought that the next step was to come here and to leave early. It wasn't easy. I didn't want to leave the guys at St. Cloud, especially after the season we just had. And you grow really close to them through the 3 years you're there, and it was tough. But at the same time, it was exciting to take the next step towards my professional career. So,
your teammates going to step into the limelight like Nick Jensen?
Yeah, I mean they're doing actually really great this year. I'm really proud of them. I'm glad to see that they're doing the way they are. They definitely got some new recruits in. They're filling in really nice, and then we got the leadership of the class that I was just in. I've been with them for 3 years, like I said, and they've been doing a great job leading that team. And I think they're gonna take it pretty far this year. So I'm excited to watch it.
Who's the biggest name alumnus to come out of St. Cloud?
Brad Haddikun would definitely be that. He's just retired and. He's looked up to by the community there, and he's given a lot back there. So,
next up, Nick Jensen, huh?
Hopefully. I mean, got a long ways to go until I got to achieve those feats, but I'm getting cleared to play, and the next step is to try to get in the lineup here. So,
great to see you back in the lineup. Great start last night, Nick. Thanks for doing this.
Yeah, thank you for having me.
Nick.